Okay, so I didn't think that my last video that was a few months ago with the Burton Ripcord unboxing would get that many views. So I've also gotten requests on like what I wear, like my gear. So I guess I'll just go ahead and do that video. So first, what should we do first? Let's start with the socks. So socks are very, very, very important when you're skiing or snowboarding. I have the Smart Wool PhD ski medium padding. I would have liked more padding and warmth, but it's whatever. So they go high enough to completely fit through your boot. They are kind of taller than my other socks. I mean, you know, if you pull them all the way up, they almost go to your knee. And I'm 6'1", and these are just the men's ski socks. So they have this padding right here. So it's a little thicker in this area, so when the boot's pushing against your shin, it creates some cushioning. And then there's a big cushion spot here in the heel area and the toe area. So there's reinforced strength there. Apparently they're durable. So far they haven't torn up. But the thing that's so special about them, oh wow, I just noticed that. I'm sure you can't see it on webcam, but kind of when I stretch it, this little area is thinner and it has like some of the holes for like evaporation. So I guess when you're sweating, which usually is that ankle area at the top of your foot, it's going to help the sweat get away. Now the thing that's so special about the wool socks is they absorb the sweat and water weight, but they still stay warm. And the last thing you want are wet socks. And I get kind of cold feet, and I actually prefer my feet to be hotter than cold, just because, you know, the hotter your muscles are, the more blood flow there is, and you know that's usually what you want for sports. So I'll get into some more stuff about that later. So these stay dry so far. I mean I've been riding some powder days here in the Pacific Northwest, and they last all day. You never have to worry about your feet. Your feet always feel good and warm, and that's it. You don't need to double sock. They stay dry. That's the important thing. They stay dry and they're warm. They're pretty good. I got these on sale in the summer. That's when I recommend you do your shopping. Here's the inside of them. Kind of, they look like they would tear apart, but so far I've washed these like a ton of times and no issues. So we'll just put that over there on the floor. I guess since we're starting at the bottom, we'll do base layers. Base layers are very important. Not just to keep you warm. I mean, they add a little bit of warmth, but the main reason is to wick away the sweat when you do start to overheat. I got this medium layer at Walmart, and it's from Russell. It's not the best, okay? It's better than nothing, but I don't really feel much warmth from it. It's mostly just really, really tight and stretchy, and it's just to keep the sweat off of your body so you don't get cold from the sweat. So, you know, maybe a heavyweight base layer from like Under Armour or a bigger brand would be better, but this was $11, so can't really complain about that. My only complaint is it's really, really, I mean, I'm not going to put it on, but it's really tight around the neck. Like maybe if it had like a slight zipper or V-neck, that'd be good. But this thing comes like up here and it snags on my Adam's apple. And that's just, it's really uncomfortable just to wear. But, you know, it's, again, better than nothing. I will upgrade from that sometime in the future. So maybe if I get an upgrade, I'll do a 2.0 review. So now we have the base layer part for the bottoms. Walmart, these are the heavyweight ones. Now the problem with these is they're not 100% polyester like that one was. These are like 85% polyester, and then they're 15% cotton. Cotton's pretty bad, but I guess it's there to add a little bit of warmth because these are heavyweight. Now the problem with these Russell ones from Walmart is they do not stretch very well. They're very hard, and the ankle area I don't like about these is very loose. So when you're trying to put your sock up under it, you're constantly trying to like reach into your sock and move it around and angle it, and it's not comfortable. And the other thing, probably won't be able to see, is the crotch hangs really, really far down. Like it's hard to see on camera, but when you put it on, you feel like you're wearing like this diaper, and obviously for a base layer you want it to be tight everywhere, even in the uncomfortable area, but you still want it to stretch. So this is loose and baggy in that area, and there's no stretch. So again, better than nothing, keeps the sweat off your legs and adds a little bit of warmth because it's heavyweight. So as soon, like the next base layer I get, more important than even the top, is getting better leg ones, because I cannot even stretch or move my legs around in these. So do not get Walmart base layers. That's the moral. So I guess we'll start with my older gear and then the newer one. So these are my ski pants. These were from Columbia, and these things are baggy. I mean, geez. You know why? It's because I got these back when I was 14 for a Boy Scout ski trip. And I'm about to be 27 and, well, literally next weekend. So that's 13 years ago. So this is like 2005, 2006 era. This is when baggy pants were cool. I mean, this was literally when I was in middle school into high school, and I was wearing baggy cargo pants, like all the way down, all the pockets. So that should tell you enough. They were from Columbia. Probably can't see, and I do not have autofocus on the camera. Yep. But it's got this like weird Tron looking new 0101 kind of coating design, and it says base TRX, and then it's just trying to be all edgy, because this was the early to mid 2000s, so I mean everything was trying to be radical and extreme. It's still waterproof, breathable. It works. There's some padded insulation. Yeah, I mean it's waterproof. That's what matters. It's an insulated shell. Not the most stylish, but it's got everything from the, if I can get to it, the little boot gaiter. I have no idea anything about it because I can't even Google it. These pants are so old, you can't even Google and find the description. Pretty sad, but they're baggy. They're waterproof. They keep me warm. They're not the most stylish. Then, I've got these because I was really fat back at the time. And I would prefer slimmer fit pants, but that's just what it is for these. So I'll just put these back here. But yeah, you just want something that's waterproof. That's the main thing when you're getting something in. I'll wear a base layer in those insulated. I don't like only wearing a shell because I like my legs to be warm. I'd rather have really hot burning up legs than freezing cold legs, because again, that blood flow, the heat, the muscles, yeah, you may be sweating more, but if you got a wicking base layer, that's good. And I ate a high sodium diet, so the sweat, losing too much, not really gonna affect me too much. So you want your pants to keep you warm. I grew up skateboarding in pretty much Alabama and Georgia, and I was just used to high humidity, 100 degrees, just sweating like crazy in the summer, where your pants are just soaked from like the waist all the way down, like your jeans. So I'm used to having really hot, sweaty legs, so it doesn't really bother me. I don't even feel it, honestly, if my legs get too hot. Like I said, I'd rather them be hot versus cold, because that's how you get a bad leg injury, is when your legs are cold and stiff. So now, here's where the good stuff is going to come into play. The higher quality stuff, not that. Well, I mean the Smart Wool socks. Those are pretty epic. So, well, first, okay, yeah, and I wear a beanie. I put it under my helmet just because it's too big. I don't know how to rock a beanie. I'm not a beanie person, but it keeps my ears a little warm and it helps my helmet fit, so that's whatever. So I'll get to that in a bit, or whatever, yeah. So the jacket that I wear now, this is my favorite. This thing is like high tech, heavy duty. I mean, I'm loving this one. I got a lot of Columbia stuff just because, my girlfriend, she works at the Columbia headquarters here in Portland, so we get access to the employee store and then an additional discount on top of that. So, I mean, Columbia has decent products, and it's better than overpaying for like Patagonia and the North Face. So I got this 3-in-1. I think it's called the Interchange, maybe the second version. I don't know. I got this in the fall. And this thing is waterproof and wind resistant, which is good, because if you looked at my old old snowboard like rental videos from last year, I was wearing a leather jacket. Which don't do that. It really destroys the leather jacket. I need to probably go somewhere and get it treated and taken care of, because now my leather jacket is just, I'm not going to go into details, but yeah, wear a waterproof, like legit ski jacket. Everyone told me that on the slopes. They're like, dude, you got to get a ski jacket. And I was like, dude, well, I'm warm. But these obviously are longer in the back and they keep you warmer and they're more wind resistant, waterproof. So that's what's really important, because that makes a huge difference if it gets windy or if you fall in the snow, for it to repel water. So this 3-in-1 is lined with Omni Heat. And their Omni Heat pretty much is like, their theory, I think I read about it, was that it's like a space blanket, so it reflects all of your body heat back onto you. But the reason they had to put all these little holes is because if it was just a solid space blanket, you would literally like cook inside your jacket if you move. So they have the little holes and everything, so it's really soft and flexible, and it wicks away moisture. I don't have the tag, obviously I tore it off, but it's got Omni Wick built into it. So you got Omni Heat and Omni Wick, and so it just says keep your warmth, not your sweat. That's their little tagline, and it does work, especially once you're like, you know, moving around. So I really enjoy that. And because it's a 3-in-1, this is what I like to do, and this is very handy. So if it's a bluebird day, even if it's like 20 degrees, I get pretty hot just with the direct sunlight and the high elevation and moving around. So on those days, check this out. You can literally just take it apart and then wear it. I don't prefer these type of like Columbia jackets. Never did. I just don't like the look. It kind of reminds me of the Michelin Tire Man. But so you can wear that by itself, I guess, if you're just walking around town. I don't like it, but I use the shell. Now the shell has a little bit of insulation. Not really as much. The big thing is it's waterproof, and the thing is wind resistant. So when you're going fast or if it gets windy on the chairlift, this blocks all of that. So this isn't really about trying to insulate you and keep you warm. It's more of trying to keep the elements off of you. So no wind or falling in the snow or water. So I will wear sometimes, again on those hot days, just the base layer and then just the shell, and I feel like totally free. I can move around. I'm not burning up. But I'm not cold, because most of the coldness when you're on the mountain and you're moving around is from the wind, and it's if you get wet. So this does a really good job of blocking all of that. And then if it gets too cold, if it starts snowing, or if the sun comes out, goes away, or if it's nighttime or something like that when it's colder and there's not sunlight, or if it's just really windy, I just zip back up, and then it becomes this big poofy but also very lightweight insulated jacket. So I really like that from Columbia. I'd recommend it because apparently Columbia is like more like high-tech stuff for like a budget price. So they undercut their competitors, but they don't sacrifice on quality. So then after that, I got this summer sale at REI, and it's just a balaclava. It had like a galaxy design. Thought it was cool. Again, it was on sale. It was like one left, so super cheap. So what's nice is you can pull it down. I ride around like this because I don't like breathing in it because it's just kind of nasty. But if it does get too cold, or if I'm on the chairlift and I'm just breathing through my nose, I'll kind of wear it like this. I can't do it over the nose because my goggles fog up, but you know, it works. And then, you know, if I really need to breathe, like, I just do this, and yeah. Or if it's just windy, like really cold, and there's snow falling everywhere, and I don't need the snow smacking me in the face, then I'll wear it like that. So yeah, it doesn't really add much warmth. It's more of protecting you from the wind and the sun, so you don't get as sunburn, which I became a lobster several times last season. And now we're gonna get to my goggles. So these are the good goggles that I got over the summer when they were on sale. And these are Dragons. Really dig the color. I mean, they're more reflective like when you're actually like at the ski resort, but um, these are more for sun related activities. I didn't really look at the VLT at the time, but they are getting a few scratches, but I think it's from the inside of me being stupid. And as long as you don't wear the balaclava, like where you're just breathing all of your air into them, they don't really fog up. So that's good. The only thing is, I guess I have a big face, so I can see like all of the edges around them, and it's not the most comfortable. But these were like $15 brand new from the house, so that was pretty sweet. But I'm gonna be getting new goggles soon. But those are good for sunny days, just to protect your eyes from the UV rays and the wind. And these are some Smith goggles that I've only worn once this season, and my mom apparently found them in the summer during a yard sale on the Oregon coast for like $7 for Smith. I have no idea this goggle model. If you do, leave a comment. Maybe I can read something about it. It says PM airflow. They don't have a mirror coating. They're not very reflective. I just got them. Like, I didn't even want to wear them actually at first for the longest time because I just thought they were kind of ugly, and my mom almost resold them. But I was like, you know what? I think they're a little bit brighter because I've seen the amber lens or whatever color this would be, and apparently they let in more light. And I was like, well, crap, because again, I didn't know anything about the light let through. So I tried to wear these night skiing. Freaking couldn't see crap. I had to take them off. And when it gets like an overcast day where you get into the shadows and the shade, like in a tree run, can't see crap because it gets too dark. So I tried these on a heavy POW day that was snowing, and oh my gosh, I was like able to actually like see. The only thing is everything becomes solid yellow, where this has more natural colors, and it just kind of darkens them with like a slight yellow tint, but this is just like changes the color of everything. But this field of view is a lot better. So these so far are my powder day and dark cloudy day goggles. Not the most stylish in my opinion, but they do the job. But I should be getting some Oakley Prism High Pink goggles, the flight decks, so I should have a wider field of view, and they are gonna have a better shape versus it just being flat. So it should be just a lot better, and that should allow more contrast. Hopefully, that's what they advertise, that the contrast increases, so you don't really have any issues in flat light, which is a big problem here in the Pacific Northwest. And so I should be able to use those for night skiing instead of clear goggles, and for those really cloudy days. So those are all the goggles. I do not have the gloves. I left them in the car, but if you want to know what gloves I'm using, I got them at Sportsman Warehouse. They were like normally $15, but they were on sale last year in Flagstaff, Arizona for like $7, and I didn't have any snow gloves. So I was like, what the heck? So I got them. They're waterproof. They're warm. They're kind of fat and bulky, but they get the job done, but they're starting to tear up. But I mean, I'll probably upgrade on the gloves eventually. So that's my gear. Maybe when I get a new base layer and I get those goggles, I will do some more stuff on that. And also, if you've watched this whole video, this bag back here, this white one, is a Columbia bag. And about a month or two ago, big sale at the employee warehouse, I got some Columbia ski pants, and they were more of these slim fit, modern ski pants. I wouldn't say they're like black skinny jeans, but I guess they're kind of like the equivalent of that for snowboard pants. And they actually like have some nylon. So, well, these are almost all nylon, but those are nylon with spandex. So they actually will stretch and move around, and they're the titanium ones with the new Omni Heat, because Omni Heat wasn't invented when these were made. So once I lose weight, because they're kind of tight in the waist, and I was planning on losing weight, but holidays hit and that kind of slowed things down. But once I drop maybe another 10 pounds, I will be trying those on, and they look a lot better, and I will see if the titanium thing is totally worth it. So stay tuned for part 2 maybe in a few weeks to a month, where I will hopefully have some new base layers, maybe from Columbia, because discount, the new goggles and the snow pants. So thanks for watching, and this is my gear. It's just a combination of new stuff and old stuff from yard sales, and it gets the job done. So long story short, make sure you have some base layers, some good socks, and make sure your clothes are waterproof, and everything else, you can start to kind of fine tune the other features. But yeah, thanks, and subscribe, and I'll have those videos up and more snowboard videos, and obviously skate videos if you skate too.